then you could get it
Oh,
to attack, and then you could block it and then kill it.
that would be, I got you. So that would be, I could use that as an effect on someone else.
Yes.
Okay.
Basically.
Would that work for every other person on the board, like all three other players? Or would
Does it
just
say
be one?
each creature? Is it just each creature?
Each
Or, like,
creature attacks this turn if they.
yeah, that'd be everyone. Everyone would have to attack.
It's kind of a high energy card.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like that as an effect on someone else. Diplomat. Goblin Diplomat.
Oh, attacks this turn if able, so it doesn't work if it's not the player's turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shoot. Oh, it attacks this turn? Oh, that means it would only work on one turn, so you'd have to use it on someone's specific turn, and then they would attack.
Oh,
Yeah.
So it wouldn't work on everyone at the same time.
Yeah.
that's less cool.
The UAC won't hand over the Seraphim without a fight.
Well, one thing it's really good for is getting rid of somebody's blockers.
Yeah. But the problem is with that card, it doesn't tell you who has they have to attack. They can attack someone else other than you or
Right.
whoever you want.
Well, yeah. It's
That's
just
a lot.
it's a good card for like how cheap it is.
Oh, like everybody would want to spend it. So,
Yeah.
most likely. Like if there's one big pain in the ass creature, that like we can get rid of. Actually, you know, I'm gonna add that card. That happens to me a lot. Oh my god, if I just get rid of this one freaking thing, like.
Mhm.
would
That
be
happens a lot, I feel, with whenever you're trying to get a very focused deck. Like, you don't usually, like, you don't want to put in removal into your deck. It's like, eh. I just want to make my own deck. I don't care about it.
One better card for that is Disrupt Decorum.
Yeah.
Yeah, Disrupt Decorum.
the core. Go to all creatures you don't control. Until your next turn, those creatures attack each combat if able and attack other than you if able. Oh, that's like the same thing, but like no one's gonna attack you.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm at 46 points. Here's the breakdown. More creatures, you think so?
Oh, yeah.
What is like the breakdown usually? I need to get more like one.
Well, it,
I want to get more cards that allow me to draw more cards, and I want to get.
it's kind of different because your commander requires more creatures to be on the board. Right? Like, that's his thing.
That makes sense.
I'm not sure what specifically optimal ratio is for
Is
Krenko.
there a goblin, like a goblin wall? It's just a defensive creature.
Goblin Wall. I mean, Brash Taunter is probably a good one, but we have that already.
Oh, look up Grenzo Havoc Razor.
Dang it.
Grenzo, comma.
Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player 2 mana control, goad the target creature that player controls, exile the top card of that player's library until end of the turn, and then pass that card. Exile the top card of that player's library until end of the turn. You may cast that card and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. So that allows me to to play somebody else's card?
Yeah. Steal random stuff from the top of the deck, or goad stuff if they can do it. And it's a goblin.
Gobble, y'all.
Because if your opponent controls a few strong creatures, there's a good chance you can use your numerous goblins to attack around them. So you lose a couple goblins. But then you can goad all those creatures and make them attack everyone else. And then you can attack that person again the next turn without having to risk anything.
Makes sense. Gosh.
Frenzied Goblin. Whenever Frenzied Goblin attacks, you may pay 1 mana if you target creature can't block. Sensation Gorger. God, what a gross card. Look at the top card of your library. If it shares the creature type, you can steal it. If you do, each player discards his or her hand and draws 4 cards. Ooh.
That does sound pretty good. Alright, where are these dudes?
This one's pretty good. Whenever a Goblin Engineer enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an artifact card, put it in your graveyard, and then shuffle your library. Sacrifice an artifact. Return target artifact card with converted mana cost 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. That's the tap ability. It's only two cast it too.
Okay.
Ooh, a Ruby Medallion. Red spells cost 1 less mana to cast. That's
Probably a goblin.
I have that in the deck already, I think. I think it's actually a creature. And manage your mana pool for Goblin in play. Goblin spells cast cost 1 less to cast. I got it. Ooh, this one's pretty good too. As long as equipped with tapped creatures you control get +2/+0. As long as equipped creatures untapped creatures get +0/+2. You may tap or untap equipped creature. Oh, that's good. So this card, if it's equipped to him, I am allowed to tap or untap the creature who is equipped with this thing, and it only costs 3 mana. But I could play 3 mana to untap, and I could retap them, play 3 mana, untap them, retap them.
careful with Ruby Medallion. That's an expensive card.
Is it?
Yeah, money wise.
Yeah, that's. I can see that being true.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's $35.
That is pretty expensive, dang.
Red creature spells cost 1 less mana to cast. That's probably the one you're thinking of. Hazeret's Monument. I have 4 instances.
There's like a card where it's like sacrifice a goblin from the it's like you pay the difference in the cost of the instant card. It's like a 5/5 and it gets all your creatures.
What's it called? I didn't see that.
It's not a goblin,
It's not a goblin, I don't want it.
but he eats goblins.
Oh.
He eats goblins? Oh man.
He eats goblins and then he buffs everyone.
Speaking of the what?
Actually, they kicked him out.
Legendary creature spirit. Goblin Offering. You may cast this card anytime you can cast it instant by sacrificing a goblin and paying the difference in mana cost between this and the sacrificed goblin. What does that even mean? Oh, so basically I would have to sacrifice a 1/1 goblin and 1 mana. Does a goblin token have a 1? I don't think it has any mana cost actually.
Wait, actually, oh, you don't have to play an instant. Oh, I read that wrong.
Goblin Offering.
Could
You
have
may
it too.
cast this card at any time you could play an instant by sacrificing a goblin. Wait, so that basically means I could just cast this card like immediately.
Yeah, so it's basically
Nice.
a slash. At the goblin.
Whenever it attacks, creatures you control. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like that.
Will give us access to the right hand of the Father. You
It
should
could be a good surprise. Like, the nice thing about cards that you can play at instant speed is like right before your turn, you can play it, and then it won't have a summoning sickness or anything, and nobody will like. Probably everyone has spent their mana and whatever, so they're probably all smart.
Should I add a few instants that are just like shock, or there's something called the Seething Song. It costs 2 colorless and 1 red, and all it does is it adds 5 red mana.
You find that you're not having enough mana. I think Goblin Dead.
Yeah, they don't. None of my cards are high mana. Really that high mana.
I try to get like raw. Let's say, that's kind of a commodity.
Yeah. Are those usually instants or enchantments? I'm trying to find any that would be utility artifacts.
Maybe you'll find some raw artifacts, but you know how much like one for like sacrifice a creature, draw, kind of thing.
Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Flashback. May cast this card from your graveyard for its flashback off. Take that card. Fatal Collision. That kind of seems easy.
That means I draw 2 cards from the deck. Get this card, 2 cards from my hand, basically. And I can use it again.
No, because the problem with that is that it's no positive. It's not a positive card. Lose 2 cards, you get 2 cards. It's a filtering card, but kind of more.
Okay.
Ooh, this is a good one. Vanda Blast.
Ah, dang it.
Okay, yeah. Four 1/1 Richard. That costs 4 mana. No, it costs 5 mana.
Another interesting card would be Tectonic Reclamation. Or Tectonic Teams. TO. Yeah. There we go.
Each land card in hand has cycling red.
So that means that you can pay 1 red mana to discard it and draw a card. So the one problem that you do tend to run into is being mana flooded, right? Like having too many lands. So this card just stops that.
Each land card in your hand has cycling red. So discard, draw a card. I just don't really understand it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like if you really want a card that's, does something, but you draw a land, and you already have too many lands, you can pay 1 red mana to discard that land and draw another card.
And I could do it a bunch of times or only one time?
Yeah, unlimited number of times.
That's good for cycling cards.
Yeah, that's good for filtering away lands.
Wheel of Misfortune. Each player secretly chooses the number 1 or greater, then all players reveal those numbers simultaneously and determine the highest and lowest numbers revealed. This way, Wheel of Misfortune deals damage equal to the highest number to each player. Wait. Wheel of Misfortune deals damage equal to the highest number to each player who chose that number. Each player who didn't choose the lowest number discards their hand and draws 7 new cards. Oh, I gotcha. So the person who picks the lowest number... Oh, that's really interesting. The person who picks the lowest number gets dealt with all the damage of whatever the highest number was. All players reveal the numbers simultaneously and determine the highest and lowest numbers revealed this way. Wheel of Misfortune deals damage equal to the highest number to each player who chose that number. Oh, to each player who chose the highest number. Each player who didn't choose... Oh my god, this, the text is so confusing. No, it's like, I can't make my brain explode. It's like,
Yeah, you don't have to put in all this.
Yeah.
It's about the enjoyment of your
Yeah. Once you play your first game with this deck, you'll learn about like what you want to change and stuff, and you get more into this. But you'll run into all this bullshit.
the War Room costs 3 mana as a land, colorless land, but I can also use 3 mana of any color and tap it. Pay light equal to the number of colors in your commander's color identity. Oh, that's not very good.
Oh, red. What?
So I have 2. Yeah, never mind, that's not very good.
That's actually just 1 because it's 2 reds. There's only 1 color.
Oh, color identity. Oh, that's not that bad. I basically take 1 life and draw 1 card. Yeah, this is not good.
That could come in handy. I don't know what the cards.
I mean, it's no worse than a regular land, because it can just be any land, so...
Oh, pay 3 mana. Okay, 3 mana, 1 card. What else? If it's a cheap card, I would add it. Yeah.
It's a $6 card.
Yeah, land. I mean, if you want it, it's like, I'd say, like, especially because it's your first time deck building, I would say, like, you don't have to be, like, worried about the cost stuff, if you're not playing.
Is there any way to see how much my deck costs right now? On there,
I don't know, if you hover over it, you're not playing. I've never used it. I know if you go back to the list, the main deck page, you put the problem. Should say the price. So right now it says $230-ish. On the left side where it says TCG players at one of the stores.
Yeah, that's the best measure. Yeah, it says $230, so it might be... Oh, do you have lands in there?
No.
Yeah, you gotta add your lands, which are gonna be really cheap. It's gonna be like $3.
just add a shit ton of mountains if you want to. Keep it simple.
I still gotta add like another, like another 2 tiles. I wish there's some way to remember that. I want to add, do I have to go back into edit mode?
Good for now, guys.
Oh, here's that. There we go.
Alright.
Why would anybody ever use this card?
What card?
Fire Diamond. Fire Diamond comes into play tapped, and its only ability is you tap it and it adds 1 red mana. It's like a shitty land that comes in tapped.
How much mana does it cost?
2. It costs 2 mana to use it. It's an artifact.
Well, it's because it is like a shitty land. You can only play 1 land per turn.
Yeah, that's true.
That ramps you, so like you start like your first turn you play 1 land, your second turn you play another land, then tap both of those and add that. Suddenly you're a land ahead. Of course, there's better cards. You got Soul Ring in there yet?
Soul Ring? Yeah, I think I like that. Okay. No.
No,
Sure.
that's Ring the Bright card. SOL Space Ring. That's the good shit.
Adds 2 colorless mana,
Yeah. Cost 1.
but it comes. Oh, it doesn't even come in tapped. That's just that's the best land in the game.
Yeah, that's probably the most used card in all of Commander.
Yeah, makes sense. Alright, so I'm at 55 cards. I don't know how many lands. I feel like I only need like the
The
smallest
minimum
amount of
number,
lands.
yeah. Try putting in like
I feel like I don't have enough instants.
Yeah.
I opened it up.
there you go. Yeah. Let's see. So you said you had 55.
I have 55 cards total. Yep. No lands yet.
So with
And then-
Soul Ring, that's another one, so 56.
No, that's including total.
Oh, okay.
I have some stuff in the side here that I haven't had. 12 cards that are kind of looked at that makes me useful.
Yeah, you probably want to get yourself up to at least 30 creatures.
Okay.
Like 30 to 35 creatures would probably be best, given your like deck type. And then, yeah, like 36 or so lands. Should be good for you. You don't need any complicated lands because it's a mono red deck. So, and also, like the lands with effects can tend to get like really expensive, and that's not a good way to use the like if you're counting your money, it's not a good way to use your money. So you can start by adding like 35 or 36 mountains, and then yeah, anything really cheap, good, non-basic lands that you can add to it. We'll do that.
So can I hit add? I'll hit and then add 36.
Alright.
Oh,
Just
Myriad
know
Landscape, that's one. Hey, look up Myriad Landscape. M-Y-R-I. Landscape.
Landscape needs to be benefit tapped. Add one colorless to sacrifice with landscape. Picture by race. Two basic land cards. And share a land that share a land type. So basically two of the same lands.
Yep.
Put them into the battlefield tapped. And shuffle it up.
why is that better?
Why is it? Because you can use it to get yourself a land ahead.
I'm at 92 cards now. And this is the breakdown. That is my 36 lands, 26 creatures, 16 artifacts. I might have too many artifacts.
The type of card only really matters when we're talking about, like, you should think of it as creatures, lands, and non-creatures.
Okay.
Because, like, all the non-creatures are just giving you utility that can not do anything.
I'm gonna add this one card, Mog of Marshall. Or Mog of Marshall.
Echo. It's 2 mana. At the beginning of your upkeep, this card name under your control since the beginning of your last upkeep. Sacrifice it unless you pay for its echo cost. I'm not really sure what that means. And then it's when Mog or War Marshal enters the battlefield or dies, create a 1/1 red guardian.
Oh, it just means that you have to pay it cost twice.
Right, but actually, the trick is you could just sacrifice it and take another. So basically, you could cast your card,
Yeah.
attack with it, and then next turn at your upkeep phase, sacrifice it, and then you get another goblin token.
Well, not attack with it because it has summon tokens. Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
But yeah, if somebody attacked you during that time, you could block with this and it would die. And get another goblin. That's a good card.
Let's look at some of these ones that I had as maybe. So, well, actually, I think I Goblin Warrior. Red creatures you control have first strike. That was a major card I had.
Oh, that's pretty good. You know what First Strike does exactly?
Yeah, so it's like if it was a 1/1 versus a 1/1, I would attack first, and so my guy would have done.
Yeah. So it's really good for it's good for preventing chump blockers.
This one's pretty good. Warren Instigator. It has double strike. Whenever one Instigator deals damage to an opponent, you may put a goblin creature from your hand into the battlefield.
Oh, I already got this thing.
But it's a 1/1. Double strike means it attacks twice, right?
Yeah. Well, double strike means that it has first strike and then it attacks normally again.
Oh, okay.
So it's not just like it does double damage or anything.
Gotcha.
Yeah, double strike is actually good.
The
Like
thing about this card seems good, and I think I should add it. But I wonder if, like, I would ever actually, like with a 1/1 token, it's like how am I don't feel like I have the type of, I don't have the ability of attacking an opponent directly. Because they would just choose to defend against this guy, so he would
Yeah.
die. I wouldn't get the benefit of his ability.
Yeah, you don't have the ability to, so your deck doesn't really have any ways of, like, making your guys unblockable. So you can't make sure that any one of your guys is going to be able to get through. You
Yeah.
can make sure that at least one gets through by just attacking with too many guys to block. But that's different. So yeah, you gotta be worried about stuff like that. Like,
There's also this one. Search your library. So this might be a good creature to add here. There's a couple of creatures here that I have. So, Goblin Matreon. Or actually this one. This is a creature. When Goblin Recruiter comes into play, search your library for a Goblin card, reveal that card, then shuffle your library and put it to the top. Oh, I can search for any number of Goblin cards.
yeah, that's right.
This
I
one
would
allows you to put it in your hand. You only cost 1 mana more.
Yeah, Goblin Matron is definitely a better card. If you put in Goblin.
Yeah, I haven't put that one. And then there's this creature card. Play with the top card of your library. You may cast Goblin spells from the top of your library. As long as the top card of your library is a Goblin card, you can have this card activated. So basically it allows me to look at the next card in my library, and if it's a Goblin card, it's kind of like in my hand.
Yeah.
Which seems pretty decent for a 2 mana cost card for a 2/2.
Yeah, it's pretty similar to, do you have any scrying in this deck?
What is that?
Oh, scrying is an effect where it lets you look at the top part of your library and put it at the top or bottom of your deck.
Yeah, that's basically what these, like, I had a couple of those in my Navy pile because I wasn't sure if it's useful or not.
Oh yeah, that guy synergizes really heavily with scrying.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty good just because it counts as it almost counts as like just drawing an extra card.
Yeah. And then this one seems to be good. So for the cost of 3 mana, it's a creature token, 2/2 creature token. It's not a goblin though. Search your library for a goblin card and put it into play and shuffle your library. So this is play a goblin card.
So it's 3 mana for that.
It's 4 mana. Oh, it's 4 mana to play it and 3 mana to use that ability.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good just for getting more stuff out to make sure that you don't run out of stuff.
And I can cast something like a lot of mana. Alright, so now I'm at 97. Let me save.
Do you have stuff to deal with artifacts? And like enchantments? Do you have Chaos Warp in there?
What? Hold on. 5 mana. I love that it's mostly casual, that's cool. I have 31 creatures, 47 lands, and then everything.
Yeah, tapped out is very good.
What?
Oh, just like casual.
Freaking casual.
Okay, I'll have stuff in there.
Oh yeah, that was actually one of the cards that I was. The owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library. Then reveals the top card of their library. With the opponent card, and you put it into that ability. So basically anyone who owns land shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library with its permanent card. So I'm not even sure they're really that useful. If you wanted to get rid of a land,
If you want to get rid of an enchantment. Or an
oh, because
artifact.
the enchantment also up there. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, there are a lot of ways to reach into your graveyard and get stuff out. So Chaos Warp kind of is like it obliterates something pretty in a way that it's like almost impossible to get back.
He shuffles it
Yeah.
into your deck.
Yeah.
Sending it to the graveyard. That makes sense. Alright, I got 98. Got 2 more cards. I had these ones in the main as well. So I have Last Ditch Effort, only costs 1 red. Sacrifice X creature, Last Ditch Effort, deal X damage to fight creature or player.
That's
That
pretty good.
seems okay. And then an instant outnumber deals damage to target creature equal to the number of creatures you control. That one also only costs 1 mana.
That's very good.
I think those are the last two.
Alright. Right, you have the goblin where you sacrifice goblins to destroy artifacts.
I think so. I remember what that was called.
Nope.
Alright.
Yes, the key to the Seraphim's chamber. Now, we work to resurrect the only ones who can save this world and its people.
Warning. The Seraphim's chamber key has been removed. The Slayer has the key. This facility will self-destruct in 5, 4, 3, 2,
Oh, there you go. Yep, this one.
1.
Goblin
Goodbye.
Trash Master.
That
Every
sounds
goblin
like a good
controls a
card.
+1/+1.
I like the name.
And sacrificing a goblin destroys an artifact. That's actually super good.
Yeah.
So,
The Seraphim is the key to the human salvation.
alright, so I got 30 creatures. 16 artifacts, 6 sorcery, 7 instants, 3 enchantments, 37 lands. I could probably even get rid of a land. Because I have Myriad Landscape, right?
Yeah, you have 37 lands. You can probably get rid of that.
Oh.
Now I have room for one more. I had Active Treason. Gain control of target creature until the end of turn. Untap that creature if being faced until the end of turn. So I thought I could use that to untap the my commander. I also,
Theoretically, yeah.
I also had Mob Justice deals 1 damage to target player for each creature you control. I got 2 cards that are kind of Last week, sacrifice a goblin to enter the fighting creature. So these, all 4 of these cards are kind of the same. These are these at the end of them. So last ditch effort, sacrifices creatures and deals damage to creatures. Massive raid deals damage equal to the number of creatures I control. Goblin strike deals damage equal to the number of goblins I control. And outnumber deals damage equal to the number of creatures I control. So they still are all kind of the same with different levels of cost.
And
Massive
different
raid.
targets.
That was close.
Yeah, you gotta be careful of, because like some of them are to player, some of them are to creatures, some of them are to both.
Yeah, so this one is to target creature or player. To creatures you control. Or sorry, target creature or player. Yeah. This one is deals damage equal to the number of goblins. To target player. So this one is not for creatures only to player. This one is target creature only, but not target player.
Yeah.
I also have this one up here. Mob Justice deals 1 damage to target player for each creature you control. Which is actually the exact same as
No, I think it's still slightly different. Because goblins are striking inside the player for goblins.
it looks better to have a Goblin Lord Strike that only costs 1 mana, or the other one that costs 2 mana, but it doesn't, not just goblins. I feel like I'd rather save the mana.
It doesn't. You want to get rid of one of these?
I'm just wondering if I have too many or not enough. Like, do I want to add this? Because I have one more card available, right? I could add Mob Justice in, or I could replace it with one of the ones that have like similar-ish abilities.
Yeah. And last ditch effort, because you already have some good cards like that. Last ditch effort is like most important. Yeah. Not that. Yeah.
Is it worth adding Mob Justice in to kind of replace it?
Yeah, that's a good card. You can seriously use all these to like finish people off. Your deck has a lot of ways to deal direct damage to people. Anyway, you should probably like if you look at it in the other mode, you can see like the cost of the cards. So you should probably figure out like the most expensive cards better.
So save it. Let's save it there.
Yeah.
Look at it this way.
Yeah, if you hold it over the cards, it's gonna cost.
It'd be nice if you could rearrange, you could arrange the range of that fire cost.
Yeah, well, it would be nice if it would sort them for it, because you can arrange them differently. You can, instead of using, you know, the card type categories, you can create your own categories.
Oh, instead of this, you mean?
Yeah.
How do I create my own category?
You create them in the edit deck. But, like, there's no real reason to do it unless you have really specific combo pieces.
Yeah. So, that costs, this is probably my highest cost card. Battle Squadron.
No, I'm talking about money-wise.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because your deck is... Yeah, your deck is like $3. You might want to move a little bit.
I'm trying to find out if any cards that are worth like $20 or something.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's pretty cool.
Is it?
Alright, I did it.
Oh, yeah.
Just basically anything that's like more than those $15. I'm looking at the top one, right? The TCG.
Yeah.
Is it including the stuff that's in my navy board? It's still at the
Oh,
bottom,
it
right?
might be. Oh yeah, if you get
Where is that?
yeah, if you put
Delete that.
yeah.
Probably want to go this way and get the BFG shot.
Oh yeah. That lowered it. So now it's 230 to 300. Only all that lowered it.
Yeah. By the way, Perforos, that's like one of the best cards in this Warframe. That's probably it.
21.
Yeah, like even though it's so expensive.
Why are my artifacts so expensive? $15 for the helm.
Damn, is it? That might be a problem.
$2. That's weird. Card says it's $10 when I like hover over it, but then when I click into it, it's only like $3.
Is it a different price for Card Kingdom?
It's like yeah, you're keeping me hovering over it, right? It's $10
Yeah.
from BFG, and then when I click on it, I look into it. I don't know what these mean. The price of Card Kingdom.
Because there are different prices depending on like the average price versus the cheapest. If people offer wholesale prices.
Okay, well I arranged like my most expensive cards, most expensive over here, until least expensive over here. Everything's from $10 and that goes over there. The Helm of Hosts. I feel like this is worth it, even if it's $15. I think it's yeah. This is $20.80. Reveal the top 6 cards of your library. Put all goblin creature cards with converted mana cost 5 or less from among them onto the battlefield, and the rest of the bottom of your library at next. So this card is expensive, but it basically lets me take pretty much any goblin card in the top 5 of my deck and just play it at no mana cost. Because I don't think I have any creatures that are 5 mana or higher. So like, I don't know what I do.
Yeah. But you have 30 out of 100 cards that are goblins.
What's up?
So you're maybe going to get like 2 free goblins.
Okay, that's a good point.
Is dinner ready?
And then whenever you attack,
Okay.
get +1/+1. Each of the
That's-
goblins.
Alright, good to know.
That's the really good effect, I think. But I don't know. He would be the one that I would get rid of.
This one?
Yeah.
I'm
Because
probably gonna get
he's
the
a good
dinner.
he's a good high synergy card, but he's not like, you know, he's mana wise, he's a bit expensive
Yeah, okay.
as well.
Yes.
And
You
he's,
said this guy's worth keeping. The God of the Forge.
yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. So I'm just gonna get rid of